Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. We are here, well I'm not there, but for this game there in Bucharest, Romania for the first leg of this round of 16 tie between the La Liga leaders Atletico Madrid and Champions League hunters Chelsea. It is the first meeting between these two sides since the 2017-18 season where they met in the Champions League group stage, a draw, and a late Chelsea 2-1 win at Atletico Madrid put Chelsea through to the next round of the Champions League. Despite that, Atletico Madrid did have to go into the Europa League, which they did eventually win in the end. Both veteran strikers Suarez and Giroud are starting for both teams. Both teams will be looking for their forwards to score vital goals in these next two games between these two teams. At the end of the 90 minutes, will we have further knowledge of who could get to the quarterfinals, or will we need the second leg to be as big as the game tonight? Hello and welcome to another commentary. It's another if I can speak, another Champions League commentary. As I've said before many times, they are my favourite. If you could let me know if this stream sounds okay, because my mic stand, as you can see here, the nails and all that have come loose and it's broke. So if you can just let me know if the sound sounds okay, that would be fantastic. We are here for Chelsea against Atletico Madrid. Kick off in about 9 minutes' time. As you can see, we've got the lineups to my left and my right. Left, that's my left anyway, but left and right. As you can see, they've both matched each other pretty much for formation. Zuma, who I thought would probably start, maybe getting into Tuchel's plans, is not being selected for the starting 11. It is in fact Andreas Christensen, and if you might remember earlier on in the season, he did in fact to get sent off against Liverpool in the first half. So has he come back from that? I know it's quite a few months ago, but he's not been playing too regularly. Christensen, Alonso again getting the nod over Ben Chilwell, which I find interesting, and also Hudson-Odoi, who was subbed off in the same game against Southampton. He gets to start at right wing back alongside Jorginho and Kovacic and no Kante. And then with the usual front two behind the striker, which is Werner and Mount. Instead of going for Abraham, it is Olivier Giroud to start. And then for Atletico Madrid, no Jose Jimenez, their main centre-back. He picked up an injury in the game against Levante on Saturday. So that means Stefan Savic steps in, former Manchester City player. Midfield 4, of Lamar, Saul, Koke and Llorente. Lamar in at left wing back ahead of Renan Lodi, who I remember commentating Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea, both legs last year, and he was absolutely unreal, the young Brazilian left back / left wing back, but he's on the bench. And then the front three, which could cause a lot of danger, especially the two in particular ones, João Felix and of course Luis Suarez. He's got 2 goals against Chelsea in 9 appearances. Can he add to that tonight? We're going to find out. But interesting team news, and we're just going to find out. I think this is going to be a really interesting game. It sounds great. Thank you, Dylan. Jaime 2-2. I've gone 1-1. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Yeah, it's just lay sideways on my desk. It's all honestly. It looks really bad. But yeah, I did a sound check before and it sounded alright. But just need to make sure it sounded okay. But yeah, sure, the stand's just there. It's not great. If you're interested, check my Instagram out, please. I've launched a card selling mystery box thing. I'm bringing in shirt boxes soon in the next week or so. But you can pre-order buying mystery football card boxes. Basically, you can get 25 cards for £5 from 22 different collections from the last 10 years. So you just get a box and they'd be random. They'd be obviously shinies, normal cards. So if you're interested, check Football Commentary Instagram. The name is in the description. It's football_commentaries. If you're interested, go and follow, message me, and we can have a talk. Mystery boxes in terms of mystery shirts. That's going to be separate to the cards. That is also coming same time, 8th of March, but that's not ready for pre-order yet. The cards are. So if you are interested, it is 25 cards for £5. Remember, these are retro. Some of them are a bit more recent. So maybe some from these year's collections, but I've got some from the 2010-2011 Premier League Match Attack series. So if you are interested, 25 cards for £5, 50 for £8, and yeah, it's going to look really cool. So if you are interested, check out the Instagram, message me, DM me, and then we can get something sorted. And if you want to, even if you want to pre-order a mystery box or get there ahead of time, just message me now and I can kind of put your name to a side and I'll be messaging you first as soon as they're available to pre-order. So if you are interested in that, message the Instagram. Any purchases of anything will be very much appreciated. It's not just a box, you get like a little letter there as well. So if you're interested, Instagram, name in the description, football_commentaries, message me, DM me, we can have a talk, sort stuff out. So yeah, if you're interested in that, yeah, just hit the Instagram up. I think it's quite cheap, especially because some of the cards are quite old and rare. You won't really find them anywhere else, I don't think, and I'm not just saying that, you genuinely wouldn't. So yeah, pre-order for the cards launched today, but the shirts are going to be a bit later on. I think the shirts will do quite well. Obviously, I've done enough of them of myself on this channel in terms of videos. I did one recently actually. It came out last night. Already on 35 views, which is great to see. If you want to check that out at half time or somewhere or after this game, then you're more than welcome to. But we are very close to kick-off now. We are just under 5 minutes away. So yeah, I'm interested. I am intrigued to see how well the cards do if anyone wants to buy them on the shirts. But yeah, that's a bit of a delay for the pre-order because not all the stuff has arrived yet. So let me just get the timer ready. There we go. But yeah, who's excited for, hopefully, all being well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but fans returning to football grounds in England, May, I think it is, and hopefully all restrictions of COVID will be lifted just before the Euros, which is, again, fantastic. It's what you love to hear. Obviously, we don't want to get too excited because, you know, this virus can bring anything upon us. So, but just the fact that we could be back in is exciting. But we are walking out now. Referee with the match ball in his hands again. We are in Bucharest for this game due to COVID travelling restrictions. So this is Atletico Madrid's home game, despite not being in their home stadium. But it is their home game. So if Chelsea do score any goals, it will count as an away goal. So it is very, very interesting for Chelsea to try and nick some goals. Aspilicueta's got a massive cast on his left arm, like his wrist area. That's quite interesting. Who do you think will score? So it's going to be 1-1. So I'm going to go with Giroud. You know what? The two strikers, Giroud and Suarez, I think are going to score today. Atletico Madrid were doing really well in the league, actually, but they still are top of the league. They've only lost 2, and one of those losses were at the weekend against Levante. They lost 2-0, and it's, I think, their first loss at home in the league since about December 2019, if I remember correctly. So that was a rare loss for them, especially at home. They played Levante actually back-to-back in the league. They played them in midweek, and then they played them at the weekend, and they drew 1-1 at Levante, and then Levante travelled to Atletico and beat them 2-0. So a bit bumpy the last couple of games for Atletico Madrid, but I'm sure with the the gratitude of the game and the meaning of the game, I'm sure their mindset will be solely focused on getting the 3 points. Wow, getting the upper hand in the first leg. So yeah, Atletico Madrid are like that one team that you hate playing because they're way too good. Especially, I remember, not many people might remember. Why am I acting like you're really old? You're really young. If you remember, about 5 years ago when they went on those runs, they went on 2 runs to get to the Champions League final, and they used to play that. They're saying they're playing 4-4-2. I assure you, they're playing 3 at the back. They played it all season, and they played 4-4-2, didn't they? With like Godin at the back, Felipe Luis, Juan Fran, and it was just an incredible defence, and no one could score past them. So yeah, but they're definitely, if you're seeing any 4 at the back, it's a lie. It's definitely 3 at the back, unless they've changed it for this game, which I doubt. They've gone for 4 at the back throughout the whole season. I checked to obviously do my notes and all that to see what formation they go with. So it's definitely a 3 at the back with wing backs matching Chelsea, or a Chelsea matching Atletico Madrid. I think it's Chelsea matching Atletico Madrid. That's why I think Tuchel's done this three at the back, knowing they're playing Atletico Madrid. I could just be overthinking it, but that's what I think anyway. But kickoff is literally going to be happening in about a minute's time. Both teams just getting into position now. If you've got any predictions, then put them in the chat. If you've not already put your prediction in, obviously quite a few of you have put yours in already. Me and Veno Mixer's got the same prediction. I'm going with a 1-1. Quite a few players, the whole Chelsea midfield, or midfielders, Kovacic, Jorginho, Mount, they are all on yellow cards, so if they pick up another yellow, then they'll miss the second leg, if I'm correct in saying that. Erling Haaland or Kylian Mbappe, I have to go the same. They're kind of different players, but I mean, in terms of form and stature at the minute, I'm going to have to go same. I'm going to have to be really boring, but because I really like Haaland, like I'm a massive fan. Like, you don't even understand. I think Haaland's unbelievable. Also, obviously Mbappe's as well. But here we go. We have kicked off. Chelsea kicking it off, kicking right to left. Madrid left to right. And we are underway here in Bucharest for the Champions League round of 16. We're for the second batch of games. Obviously, still on the first leg. That's Aspilicueta on the ball, bringing it forward and diagonally switching it towards Alonso. And he gets it to him and he brings it down, plays it into Kovacic on this left-hand side. Goes back towards Jorginho. He's tackled by Suarez, and Koke can send it over towards João Felix on the opposite side, and he's going to run at Chelsea, and he's avoided Mount, and he's been, I think, tackled by Aspilicueta in the end as he tries to go past him, and that is a free kick already for Atletico Madrid, and we're not even a minute into the game. João Felix already looking to cause danger. Right, I'll get the timer going. Quick start to the game already. That's what we love to see. But Diego Simeone will be looking to try and win this game now. 50 years of age. Diego Simeone, the Argentine manager. He's managed in Argentina, Italy and Spain. And Mount was actually the man who brought Felix down. So on cue of telling you that if he gets another yellow card, he misses the next leg. That's it. He misses the next leg. Mount must have just caught him from behind, running across him instead of Aspilicueta taking him out. But here's the free kick. It's Koke going to the right-hand side to Marcus Llorente. Finds Angel Correa, one-on-one with Alonso. Has to just pass it back to Koke. And then towards the halfway line now with Stefan Savic. Again, a crossfield ball looking for Thomas Lemar. Perfectly down to his feet. Unreal ball from Savic. Lemar goes into Suarez. Can't quite re-find the Frenchman. It's now Kovacic zipping into Aspilicueta. Goes over to Mendy, who takes a heavy touch. He's been tackled there, and he just takes it away from the goal there. And Llorente, or is it Saul? Maybe Saul nearly took the ball off Mendy for an open goal. Mendy with a heavy touch, and he was tackled there, right in front of his goal, but the tackle took it way, way away from the goal, up towards the corner flag, and Chelsea could defend it from there. But it was a poor ball from Aspilicueta, to be fair. He's bouncing Mendy's heavy touch, and he's should be very thankful that that was a heavy touch there from Saul, who was pressing him. Because if he'd not took as heavy of a touch as he did, then he had an open net. We are 2.5 minutes in. Lively start. All Blacks on the ball for Atletico Madrid. And he kicks it forward, but headed back towards him by Aspilicueta. Straight to Atletico Madrid again, with Lemar on the left, trying to get past a couple of Chelsea players, which he does so, and then stopped by Aspilicueta. The ball cannons over to Antonio Rudiger. We're in the Chelsea halfway with Alonso as he's been brought down by Angel Correa. He's taking it quickly to Jorginho. Finds Werner. Tries to turn and can't quite find a Chelsea shirt. And as he tries to win the ball back after he's been dispossessed, he gives away a free kick. Tuchel's already not happy. I'm not sure if he's angry at the referee for the decision or Timo Werner for giving the ball away. And bringing down Angel Correa, just clips his right foot, rightly given the decision. And Atletico Madrid have it with Jan Oblak, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And he sends it again towards the left-hand side where Suarez looks to head it on. Comes off Aspilicueta. Now to Kovacic, and Chelsea have possession. Once again with Andres Christensen. He started all three of Chelsea's last Champions League games, the last two group stage games and the one tonight. This is Aspilicueta, just about gets it to Jorginho, who can keep it alive with Kovacic. as they come forward into the final third on the left-hand side. The wing-backs really spreading the pitch out as much as they can as they look to go towards the right-hand side. We've got Christensen, who's brought it forward here. Over to Azpilicueta. Now on the right-hand side with Mason Mount being stood up there by João Felix, and he's had to roll it with his left foot towards Kovacic. Jorginho to Kovacic. Jorginho again's got a bit of room to turn and look forward. He goes to the right to Azpilicueta, who looks to cross it in towards Marcos Alonso at the back post, flicked away by Marcus Llorente, and Correa can try and clear, and he does do so down the line. Can't deflect it off a Chelsea player like he attempted to, and we'll go straight out for a Chelsea throw-in the end. If Mason Mount is aware that, if he was aware that a yellow card for him would rule him out of the next leg, then obviously for Chelsea fans, they should hope that that doesn't play on his mind a little bit and he can just kind of forget that. Because that can play on your mind if you know you're missing the next game and you've let the team down already. Hopefully not, because he did score at the weekend, won the penalty, took it and dispatched it, Mason Mount. Chelsea still had the ball here with Antonio Rudiger on the left-hand side of the three centre-backs, the German. He's going to try a left-footed ball all the way over to Callum Hudson-Odoi on the right-hand side. Beautiful ball and a great control there with the chest by Hudson-Odoi. Now fell to Jorginho, into Giroud, back to goal, so just lays it into Azpilicueta. Christensen over to Rudiger. Chelsea with the possession at the minute in the early stages of the game. It's Christensen into Azpilicueta, brings it forward. Mason Mount, who's on the right-hand side this time, has to try and take on João Felix. Plays it back to Jorginho, first time to Azpilicueta. Quick passing from Chelsea as they've got it to Kovacic. Jorginho around 50 yards away from goal on the left-hand side, so quite the work to do for Chelsea to make a chance. It's Jorginho over to Hudson-Odoi on the right-hand side. Pulls it back into Mason Mount, who's just in the box, puts a cross in and it's headed away. Only as far as Azpilicueta. Into Mason Mount. He's got options all around him and he'll use Jorginho. Back to the right-hand side to Azpilicueta. He looked to try and get it through towards Mason Mount. It's been intercepted by João Felix and it runs all the way out for a Chelsea corner. Obviously, we've seen Chelsea's play under Tuchel so far, and it is very heavy possession based, and that might be something Atletico Madrid are allowing Chelsea to have the possession and then trying to see if they can break on the counter attack. They've got a defender. They've got a corner to defend. It's Mason Mount with an outswinger on the right hand side. Referee's just having a few words with the players in the box, just applying the laws of the game to them, knowing what can happen if a foul goes either way. Again, just another word he's having. Azpilicueta making himself a nuisance. Isn't the tallest Azpilicueta at 5'10", but he'll try and put the players off as the cross has gone in to the near post where Luis Suarez can head away and can go straight out for a Chelsea throw-in. Still on that right-hand side, in towards the final third. Hudson-Odoi to take the throw-in into Giroud, who chests it into Hudson-Odoi in towards Mason Mount. Can't get it back to the young right wing back, and Madrid can bring it away with Koke over to Correa. Can't quite get it out of his feet, but he gets a pass away in the end to Savic, who then works it to Llorente on the right-hand side. Down the line he goes towards Koke, who's been out-muscled on the ball by Christensen, but I think there's a foul off the ball as Llorente played it down the line to Koke. He was taken out by Antonio Rudiger on the halfway line on that right-hand side, so the play's been pulled back because I think it was a fair challenge by Christensen on Koke, just had a bit more strength. But the player was pulled back in the end for the previous foul on Llorente. Christensen clears away the free kick, falls straight back to Llorente, who nods it into Angel Correa. Llorente, number 14, goes in towards Koke, can't find Suarez, and Chelsea again have the ball inside their own half, outside the edge of the box with Christensen. Azpilicueta into Jorginho, left-footed ball's gone astray. It's gone straight to Atletico Madrid and they found Suarez on the edge. Gets into João Felix on the left, he's got an overlap of Lamar, decides to not use it, puts the cross in himself and headed away by Alonso for a corner kick. Poor sloppy play there from Jorginho to give the ball away, and Atletico Madrid nearly pounced on the mistake to put themselves ahead in this game. Unlucky from João Felix, I thought he'd use the overlap of Lamar, but decided to put him himself towards the back post, and Angel Correa couldn't get on the end of it because Alonso was there to stop the cross. It was taken short to João Felix, back to Correa on the right hand side for Atletico Madrid. Lamar into Koke, his pass is being blocked off by Timo Werner, and it just goes out for a throw-in for Atletico Madrid. The captain of Atletico Madrid, Koke, he's been at the club now for 21 years since the academy. Been there since the age of 8. Koke making 486 appearances now. 105 assists as well, which is quite a healthy record for a midfielder. Thrown's been taken to Correa, who nods it down, looking for Suarez, outmuscled by Kovacic, and he just has to toe it out for a throw-in for Atletico Madrid as he kind of ran into a brick wall there of Llorente. And he throws it into João Felix, heavy touch, and Kovacic can clear it only as far as Koke. It's now Hermoso, over the top ball towards Lamar, who puts it in first time. Mendy calls to leave it for Christensen, and it's in the hands of the Senegalese goalkeeper, who had a nervy start to the game with that heavy touch, which nearly led to a goal. But he was calm and confident there to collect that cross from Lamar. Lacked the conviction, I'd say, on the cross. So got Azpilicueta on the ball. Inside to Jorginho as they've just entered the Atletico Madrid half. Back to Christensen, over to Antonio Rudiger as they're going to try the Atletico Madrid right-hand side with Marcos Alonso on the ball. Jorginho over to Christensen as they're going to work it over to the right-hand side this time. Azpilicueta going inside and finding Jorginho. Over to Kovacic. Pass too heavy, but it will just roll to Marcos Alonso. Kovacic. Jorginho. Kovacic again. Finds Werner a little bit deeper. And just has to relay it back into Kovacic. It's now Christensen. Zipped in towards into Giroud. Finds Jorginho with a pass back over to Hudson-Odoi. Crosses first time. Deflects back towards Giroud on the edge of the box. His touch too heavy and Saul Niguez can get it to Thomas Lamar, who has to work a clearance away, and it's poor. It's on the ground. It's forced to Azpilicueta. Now Jorginho to Kovacic, back over to Azpilicueta on the right. Finds Hudson-Odoi. Inside to Mount, back to Hudson-Odoi. Azpilicueta on the edge of the box now with Jorginho. Azpilicueta, Kovacic. They're going to work it to the left-hand side this time. They will with Antonio Rudiger. Finds Marcos Alonso, who we know can put a cross in. Will look for Giroud. I'll just try to keep the ball instead. Chelsea with Kovacic shifting it over to Jorginho. He's got a chance to shoot from afar. Yes, he can. It's always wild shot when it's actually Andres Christensen attempting to try and score. You know there's not going to be much conversion rate with that. He's yet to score in a Chelsea shirt. Andres Christensen. Bit of a waste, to be honest. All that build-up for a really poor shot from 25 yards out as Lazio were 1-0 behind against Lewandowski's Bayern Munich. He put them ahead 9 minutes in. It's an away goal for Bayern Munich. In this game, we do have Lazio. Well, no, in this game, we have Atletico Madrid with the goal kick over towards Hermoso. He can't win his header. It's Hudson-Odoi does and heads straight out for Atletico Madrid. Throw-in. Suarez thrown into, tries to hook it over to the right-hand side first time towards Correa, met by Alonso, but it falls to Llorente, who can head it back to Savic. Koke over towards Llorente. It's a bit of a short pass, but Llorente gets there. Gets Correa back to Llorente. Over to Saul. Savic, right-footed ball, just gets it inside towards Hermoso. Lays it off to Saul. Felix, Hermoso. In the left-back area for Atletico Madrid. Lamar, Saul, Felix, back to Saul. Good play from Atletico Madrid. Constant 1-2s. Another one with Correa and Saul, and they've worked it to Llorente. Inside to Correa, back out on the outside to Llorente. First time cross. Cleared away by Rudiger up towards Werner. Can't keep it alive for Chelsea, and it falls straight to Angel Correa on the edge of the box. Tackled by Alonso in the end, who can hoof it down the left-hand side. Looking towards Mason Mount. Can't quite find him. Felipe, the Brazilian, heads it only as far as Werner, who nods it into Giroud. Hooked over towards Mount, who can bring it down and keep it in successfully, but only as far as Marcos Llorente, who gets beyond a Chelsea man, and the play has been stopped. As they did work it towards the left-hand side successfully there, Madrid, and they were kind of annoyed that the referee had blown there, but it was a foul there. Definitely, as Llorente looked to go inside, and he was blocked off by Alonso, cynically, by the Madrid-born left wing-back Atletico, the Marcos Alonso. Did come through the Real Madrid Academy, Marcos Alonso. Now playing their arch rivals as he's going to try and stop this ball down the line. He does do so at the first, but then Suarez takes it away as there's a mix-up between him and Rudiger, and he gets the ball across towards Lamar, and he's missed at the back post. good pressure from Hudson-Odoi to stop any kind of successful shot, but Alonso looked to have had it, and then Rudiger got in his way. Suarez could take it on the right-hand side, puts it across, and on the stretch, Lamar from a couple yards out couldn't divert it on target. He was being pressured by Hudson-Odoi, but he just couldn't quite get ahead of the ball and could just let it bounce off his left foot. And Chelsea get away with the first real attack of Atletico Madrid that was built from the start. But they've got possession again with Antonio Rudiger just inside the Chelsea half. Kovacic, who's also played for Real Madrid as well, playing against them now for the fourth time. This is Mount. Hudson-Odoi back to Mount on the right-hand side. Well worked across the goal, and it's a beauty of a ball, but the finish couldn't match it. Werner couldn't get on the end of it in the end. It was on a plate for the German, who struggled for goals this season. And he really should have scored there, Timo Werner. Great work between Mount and Hudson-Odoi on the right-hand side to work the space to get the cross in. And Werner at the near post went towards it, but couldn't get any contact on it. And we've got a Atletico Madrid throw-in right towards the corner flag here as Llorente sends it forward with a long throw towards Suarez, who's hit the deck, but the referee tells him to get up, and Chelsea will take the ball away and force it all the way back to Edouard Mendy. Jorginho. Now over to Kovacic, who's going to be working down the left-hand side for this attack. The number 17. Like I said, this is his fourth appearance against Atletico Madrid. When he was at Real Madrid, he was in the squad 3 times out of the 9 times that he could have been in the squad against Atletico Madrid while at Real. So he wasn't used to really getting selected for this game, but under Chelsea and Tuchel, he's become quite a vocal point. He's played a lot of games and a lot of minutes under Tuchel, and he's on the ball again, trying to feed it through towards Alonso in the box. Llorente's there to come and cover the right wing back for Atletico Madrid and clear forward up towards Suarez, but it falls straight to Rudiger, and they'll look to attack straight away again. Around 40 yards away from goal, they can work it to the right-hand side. Chelsea to Aspilicueta, the furthest wide, Hudson-Odoi, and he's being fouled. He looks to go inside, right-footed ball over towards Kovacic on the edge of the box. Works it onto his right foot and just passes it across to Aspilicueta again, the club captain. Finds Mount, Hudson-Odoi. Mount again, gets it past Lamar and pokes it away from Felix to Aspilicueta. Christensen into Antonio Rudiger. Werner in the box, goes down after a 1-2 with Giroud. Referee says nothing done. Didn't look like there was much contact in it. I don't think it was a penalty. It was good work on the edge of the box by him and Giroud to get in there. But I think he went down way too easily there, Timo Werner. As they look to go forward. Atletico Madrid, but it's a poor ball back right into Werner, who's the furthest forward for Chelsea. Can't keep it under his spell with a heavy touch. But Atletico Madrid can't work their way out as well, and a misplaced pass has gone to Jorginho, who finds the on-running Hudson-Odoi. First time ball across, good interception by Stefan Savic, and it will run out the right-hand side, and instead of Aspilicueta letting it go for a throw-in, he's touched the ball with a misplaced touch, and it's gone out for a throw-in for Atletico Madrid. Aspilicueta, I think, is saying that it already went out, but I don't think he waited long enough. Madrid throwing it will be, but it seems like Chelsea are getting success down this right-hand side with Hudson-Odoi and Mason Mount. So it'll be Hermoso to take for Atletico Madrid on the left-hand side. Throws it in towards Suarez, lays it back into Hermoso, looks to go across the field, but finds Timo Werner, and then Chelsea can attack again as Werner seems to have hurt himself in a challenge with Atletico Madrid, but they'll keep going here, and Werner's actually been given the ball, and goes over to the right-hand side to Aspilicueta. Mason Mount hesitates playing it to Hudson-Odoi and just goes to his left to Jorginho. Now over to Kovacic. Werner, he's got Alonso ahead of him. Will look to try and find him. Takes on one and gets a left-footed cross in. It was never going to really do any danger, that cross, but it has been converted away for a corner. So good work from Timo Werner there. We're surrounded by red shirts, so probably the best thing he could have done in that situation. As Timo Werner collected the ball, he was clattered by an Atletico Madrid player, and he seems to have hurt his wrist a little bit, but I'm sure he'll be fine to be able to continue. It'll be Mason Mount on the left-hand side this time, taking an in-swinger with his right foot. 5 goals and 6 assists in all competitions this year. Can he add to that with an assist? He goes short to Hudson-Odoi. Goes to the edge of the box to Jorginho. Then back free towards Mount on the left-hand side. Too much on it. Couldn't quite find him down that byline. And if he was able to get there, then he could have pulled it back for an easy tap in there for Chelsea. But not to be. Jorginho couldn't quite wait his pass correctly for Mount. But still positivity for Chelsea in these first opening 20 minutes in terms of making attacks. And for that challenge on Werner before, by the way, which could have been a penalty, it was not. He was already going down before any contact was made. So a dive pretty much by Werner. Looking for it, you could use for sure. But both teams have had successful attacking spells during this game, as Atletico Madrid have already lost the ball from their goal kick as they look for Lamar on the left-hand side, and it'll be Azpilicueta to take the throw, and you'll leave it to Hudson-Odoi actually, right on that halfway line on the right-hand side for Chelsea. Throws into Kovacic, back to Hudson-Odoi, first time ball over, back towards the goalkeeper Edouard Mendy, who's just on the edge of the 18-yard box. Now finds Antonio Rudiger for Chelsea. Back towards Jorginho, who's the main man in that middle of the park, looking for those simple passes, keeping the ball moving as much as he can, as he completed a few 1-2s there with Antonio Rudiger. On the halfway line is Andres Christensen with the ball. Azpilicueta. Christensen back to Antonio Rudiger. Over to Alonso. Can he try and take on Correa? No, he can't. He's been challenged, and a throw it'll be for Chelsea as he's not been able to progress any further forward. Marcos Alonso. It's actually his first Champions League appearance of the season for Marcos Alonso. Was named on the bench 4 times in the Champions League group stage, but never was able to get onto the pitch until now. That's Christensen on the ball. Kovacic again. I feel like I'll be saying these Chelsea players' names a lot during this game. Over to Christensen again, who will look to bring it forward on a little bit of a run and decides to drop it off to Azpilicueta on the right. Looks to go through towards Mason Mount. Again, like Jorginho's pass, too much on it, and Hermoso can see it out for a goal kick for Jan Oblak to take. Jan Oblak making his 30th appearance in all competitions this year. 13 clean sheets already. All conceded 16 in the league in 23 matches. Quite impressive for Jan Oblak. And he's kept clean sheets in over half of his games for Atletico Madrid. And for his country as well. Slovenia. He takes the goal kick again towards the left-hand side. It's been flicked on by Saul and Lamar. Nodded down by Suarez. Felix tries to nod it back towards him, but it's cleared by Chelsea and can go towards Giroud, who can't quite hold it up. And it'll be Hermoso to take over and look towards Marcus Llorente at right wing back, and he's found him. Just inside his own half, enters the Chelsea half. Gets it through into Angel Correa, who looks to take it on the turn, but he's been tackled by Rudiger, and he can get it over to Marcus Alonso, back to Rudiger, who's in the final third of Atletico Madrid, and his defensive third, and he's able to work it away from 2 Madrid players towards Alonso. Over to Kovacic, who's been fairly tackled there by Atletico Madrid, and it's now with Koke. Saul, Koke, over to Felipe, the Brazilian centre-back. And Hermoso, João Felix, tries to do some fancy footwork to get away from Azpilicueta, but he's been stopped in his tracks, and Hudson-Odoi takes over, looks for Mason Mount again. Too much on it, and he'll be swept back to the goalkeeper, Oblak. Distributes to the left, to Hermoso. Lamar, heavy touch, and he's been fouled by Mason Mount in the end. Lucky really there, Lamar, because he was running into traffic, and thankfully Mason Mount couldn't really get out of the way, and just ended up taking him down, kind of ran into him. Lamar, but he was fouled, and a free kick it will be for Atletico Madrid, which Atletico Madrid, they are in their eighth Champions League campaign in a row now. And they're in the knockout stages for the 9th time in their history in this competition. Will they be able to go any further as Mount can bring it away? Tries to get it through towards Werner, cut out by Atletico Madrid, and can be had now with João Felix, who's tackled from behind by Azpilicueta, and the referee says it's a fair challenge, and Kovacic can work it to Hudson-Odoi on the right, pulls it back, stopped by Hermoso, and Lamar can play it forward to Saul, back to Hermoso. He works out of his box and can't find Lamar on the left, and a throw-in it'll be for Chelsea. So Atletico Madrid trying to keep possession, but they're finding it hard to do so. It's Azpilicueta. Forward to Mount. Back to Azpilicueta again. Halfway line is Christensen. He's looking for options and he finds Kovacic. First time ball into Jorginho. Giroud holds it up into Kovacic. First time pass. And then Kovacic looking to repay the favour back in towards Giroud. Just cut out and cleared as far as Alonso gets it across the box. Actually an attempted shot towards the far post, but it was an easy save for Jan Oblak to make. And yet, after a flurry of chances for both teams, we're still deadlocked at 0-0. Alonso from around 22 yards out looks for a shot from the edge of the box. An easy save for Jan Oblak. Training stuff that for him. There's Atletico Madrid. Get it up towards Suarez. Chest it down to João Felix. Knocks it past Azpilicueta and looks to chase onto it. But he's run out of pitch to keep it on. That'll be a throw-in for Chelsea as Atletico Madrid have nothing to do with what I'm about to say. Lazio have gone 2-0 down at home to Bayern Munich. 2 goals to the good, the current Champions League champions. I'm sure no one will want them in the next round as Mount looks to feed through Werner. He's probably scored quite a few against Bayern Munich in his time. Can't quite get on the end of the pass. That's been cleared by Jan Oblak up towards João Felix. Can't work it to a player in the colour of red and white. And Chelsea again have the ball with Jorginho over to Kovacic. Werner, Kovacic over to the left-hand side to Marcos Alonso, who's going towards the byline. He works across in towards Giroud, blocked by an Atletico Madrid player and cleared. Again back towards the left-hand side where Rudiger can chest it into Alonso. Lets it go through his legs and he's been tackled, and the last hit came off Alonso as he tackled him. And there'll be a throw-in for Atletico Madrid. Good cross there from Alonso, and it actually was met by Giroud with a diving header, but hit the first man that was marking him. Throw-in's been taken towards Saul, who's been dispossessed, and Chelsea try and go forward, but he's been tackled again. That's just been cleared all the way back towards the Chelsea defence as they can start rebuilding another attack. Azpilicueta to Hudson-Odoi. Left-footed ball all the way back to Edouard Mendy, who swipes it over towards Antonio Rudiger, towards Alonso. First time ball through the legs to pass Correa to Kovacic. Back towards Rudiger, in the end can't go any further forward. But now with Jorginho. Space down the right hand side for Chelsea, and he'll start working its way towards there with Azpilicueta. Now to Hudson-Odoi, who's using the width of the pitch to their advantage. As he back heels it back to Azpilicueta. Jorginho, on 30 yards away from goal. Kovacic trying to look for Giroud first time on the edge of the box. Too much on it, inaccurate pass straight to Jan Oblak. As Chelsea are just seeming to be a little bit stuck at the minute in terms of getting some important shots away. As Jan Oblak has it in his hands. Throws it up in the air slightly and then strikes a right boot at it up towards Suarez. Christensen wins both headers. Only as far as Hermoso, who heads it back forward. João Felix can't win it. Back to Chelsea with Hudson-Odoi. Can't quite find his intended target, but it came off Lamar. That's why it didn't hit his intended target. And it's been a free kick given to Chelsea due to strike in the hand of Lamar. He seems to disagree, thinking it didn't come off his arm. Let's have a look. Oh no, he didn't. Poor decision. Didn't come off his arm. Just came off this part of his body here, if you can see that. So he's got the right to be a little bit annoyed by that, but Chelsea won't complain because they've got possession once again. Christensen forward towards Giroud. He can't get on the ball. Giroud being stopped by Felipe, and it's now Hermoso into João Felix. Ball runs loose and it goes back to Chelsea with Mount now. To Kovacic. Over to Rudiger, who starts to stumble forward. Kovacic, Jorginho, poke to Azpilicueta. He's now Mount. Down the line to Hudson-Odoi. Lets it run across his body. Can he take on Hermoso on a one-on-one? No, he decides to pass it into Jorginho on the edge. Will he go for a cross? Yes, he will. Headed away by Savic. Up towards Luis Suarez, who can't keep it from Madrid. Straight back to Chelsea. With Christensen. Forward to Jorginho. Back to Azpilicueta. Chips it over the press of Suarez to Andreas Christensen. Jorginho again on the ball. Quetta looks for the gap for Hudson-Odoi, and he got in between the gap and the ball did as well, but again, too much on the pass for Hudson-Odoi to get on the end of it, and it's another goal kick for Atletico Madrid. And I've commentated on quite a few Chelsea games now under Tuchel, and I've watched games under Tuchel. Wolves, Southampton I've commentated on, and the one today, and it is very, very boring to watch, if I'm going to be honest, because if you're playing like that with the possession and you're looking for that final breakthrough, great. It's like City. They have all the ball, but they're constantly making chances. With this Chelsea team, they're not making anything as it's going to be danger for the opposition, really. And it's just becoming a bit boring to watch and commentate on. It's just side to side. It's just uneventful as Werner can flick on a Rudiger clearance. Giroud can't nod it down to one of his teammates, and Atletico Madrid are back in possession as we've just about to play half an hour. And Felix can't get on the end of a sloppy pass, and again it's Chelsea with the ball. Christensen forward to Mateo Kovacic. He finds Marcus Alonso with the one goal this year, and that was under Thomas Tuchel against Burnley. Hudson-Odoi, Mount, inside towards Werner, can't get it past Saul, and Madrid have it to the left-hand side to Lamar. He's being tackled by Hudson-Odoi, and a throw-in it will be for Atletico Madrid, who've won 2 Europa Leagues under Diego Simeone. During his time at the club, Simeone's also won world's best coach in the 2015-16 season, by also winning the La Liga as well, pipping Barcelona and Real Madrid to the title. Here he is, Hermoso on the left-hand side with a throw-in. The left centre-back / left back. His throw-in isn't successful because it's gone straight to Chelsea, and as Lamar tries to keep it in as the ball bounced everywhere. It went out for a Chelsea throw-in. Hudson-Odoi. Aspilicueta lifted ball to Christensen, but he's able to chest it down. Now Jorginho looking for a ball over the top to Werner, who's moved to the right-hand side. Again, story of this game. Another inaccurate pass for Chelsea, and the ball goes straight into the hands of Jan Oblak, who has only played Chelsea twice, and that was in those group stage games in 2017-18, and he wasn't able to keep a clean sheet, which is quite rare for him. Conceded 3 in that time as he's give the ball away with his kick out, looking for the forwards for Atletico Madrid, but Chelsea can capitalise on poor keeping of possession again, and they have it with Christensen. Aspilicueta. Christensen right on the edge of the 18-yard box, and he has to go back to Edouard Mendy. First time switch to the left-hand side, looking for Alonso, but he bounces too high for him to keep it in. And Atletico Madrid can gain possession quite deep inside the Chelsea half. It's Chelsea's 3rd time in the Champions League in the last 4 years. The one time they weren't in it, they ended up winning the Champions League. The Europa League, sorry. It's Llorente. Tries to take it on down the right-hand side. Does so very nicely, Llorente. And then looks forward for Suarez. And then somehow gone out of play. How has he misplaced that pass? I just don't get it. The professional footballers, and they can't pass. Happened in the Southampton game at the weekend. It's just annoying. How can you commentate on a game that constantly has the ball going out of play? It's because of passes. Alonso throws it forward. Again, Chelsea can't keep the ball, and it's just there for Madrid to sweep back to their keeper and restart again from the back. And he clips it towards the right-hand side, where Koke can't get there ahead of Alonso, and Alonso heads it out of play down the left-hand side for another throw-in from Madrid just inside their own half, as Koke seems to have been caught there by Alonso as he went for the header. And then Koke will be okay to continue. Only the 1 goal for the midfield this season. Look at Cadiz in the league. But no goals in the Champions League as of yet this season for Koke. Does have 5 in the competition. This is his 72nd appearance. He's also got 2 Champions League final appearances, which were both lost to their rivals Real Madrid. Suarez with an outside of the boot ball towards Lamar and takes it away from Hudson-Odoi, and he's got a choice of passes and he goes towards Luis Suarez, and oh my days, he's give the ball away again. Looks for Suarez in behind, dink the ball, too much pressure on the ball, too much weight on it, and it flies straight out of play for a goal kick for Chelsea. Wasn't even a hard pass. Overcomplicates it completely. A thumbs up is met by Suarez as he admires the attempt of the ball, but it's not good enough. And Atletico Madrid have to defend now as they've got Chelsea away on the right hand side with Hudson-Odoi. Back towards Mason Mount. He's got the angle for a cross if he wants to try it, and he will try it. Headed away by Felipe, only as far as Jorginho, who keeps it alive. He's on the ball, the Italian. Shifts it over to the left-hand side to Antonio Rudiger, formerly of Roma. Again, a pass which is asking too much of Jorginho, and his touch can only take it away to an Atletico Madrid player, and they've worked it to Lamar, who tries to get away from Azpilicueta, and he does do so, but only by getting fouled in the process. So it'll be a free kick for Thomas Lamar and Atletico Madrid. Just clipped on the left foot there. The Frenchman, who made a big money move from Monaco to Atletico Madrid. Poor return really. 97 appearances and only 5 goals, and he was tipped to be this next big thing. Thomas Lamar obviously was part of that fantastic Monaco side that went all the way to the Champions League semi-finals around 4 years ago now. They're throwing for Chelsea to be on the left-hand side as they look for Llorente, the right wing-back, Stefan Savic, but his ball's gone out of play, and Chelsea can have the ball again with Marcos Alonso. Chelsea have only won 2 of their 11 away knockout games against Spanish teams in UEFA competitions, 4 draws and 5 losses. So not the greatest of records when going to play Spain, teams from Spain. Yes, this is in Bucharest, but they're still technically playing away from home. As Lamar's got it on the left-hand side as they've worked it from the right to the left, but Jorginho's there to nick it away and find Mount, who's got support up there, but decides to turn back and then get pulled down by Saul, and he wins the free kick inside his own half for his team there, Mason Mount. Fair free kick given he was pulled from behind when trying to turn back to play the ball, probably to Azpilicueta. Christensen turns and finds a good ball to Jorginho forward, who looks for a diagonal switch towards Alonso, and he goes straight to his feet. Lovely ball by Jorginho. Back to goal currently Alonso. He has to play right-footed ball back in towards Jorginho. Around 50 yards out, he sprays the ball into the box towards Hudson-Odoi. Can't quite get on the end of it as he looks to pull it back towards Giroud. And another chance goes a-begging for Chelsea as another goal kick it will be for Atletico Madrid, as we've nearly played 37 minutes now and we're still deadlocked at 0-0 in the first leg of this round of 16 tie on the 23rd of February. Tuchel's still a little bit frustrated with, I think, the passing of his team. The ideas are there, but the conviction and the accuracy just isn't. Suarez looks to bring it away for Atletico Madrid, nods it down towards Koke, flicks it onto Correa, brings it down himself and finds Koke, but he's been tackled and the ball falls to Christensen. He finds Kovacic, been pressured by Koke, and he's lost the ball here, and Koke has it. Poor ball, no direction, and Mount can just take it away and find Kovacic, and cheaply they've got the ball back there, Chelsea, with Alonso. Over across to Jorginho. Kovacic, into the Madrid half we go, with Mount, who's drifted to the left-hand side and finds Marcos Alonso, and who tries to go down the line towards Mount, but Llorente reads it and steps in to stop the ball going down the line and conceding the throw-in. Alonso throws it back towards Kovacic, and towards Mount, through the legs to Werner, who takes it around Stefan Savic and gets the left-footed shot in, and had to be met there by Jan Oblak, and it's cleared by Savic, only as far as the head of Azpilicueta, who's found Hudson-Odoi. Back to Azpilicueta. Over to Hudson-Odoi again, one-on-one with Thomas Lamar on the right-hand side of Chelsea. Decides to pass it to Jorginho around the corner for Mason Mount. Oh my days. Shock. Breaking news. Jorginho's overhit a pass. Goal kick we've got. Good though from Werner. Spinning Savic and going for an early shot towards the near post. Stung the gloves of Jan Oblak. I think he was almost unprepared for the shot. You maybe thought Werner could have took a few more touches, but tried to catch the goalkeeper off guard. They nearly got there, but Jan Oblak was equal to it, the 28-year-old. And here he is with the goal kick. To the left-hand side of Atletico Madrid it goes. Can it be headed on by Saul? No, it's met by Giroud, who gets it towards Werner, who loses it to Lamar, but his pass has been deflected off Saul over to Mount, and then his pass has gone straight to Lamar, who brings it forward, finds Suarez, who's been brought down from behind by Andres Christensen on the left-hand side, and a free kick it will be for Atletico Madrid. They do ask for everything, don't they? Atletico Madrid always shouting and screaming and looking for any decision, any yellow card they can get. It's probably why Suarez joined them, to be fair. Anything to get in the ref's head. There's a free kick it'll be for Atletico Madrid. Hermoso curls it down the left-hand side, looking for Suarez, does head it down. And can he find Koke? Yes, he can. Tries to take on a few Chelsea defenders, but he's stopped in his tracks. But Aspilicueta and Christensen can try and bring it away. Just has to clear it, and he does find Werner on the right side, to be fair, and he finds Giroud. First time ball to Kovacic. He can bring Alonso into play down the left-hand side, and he will do so. He's got Alonso with the ball, and he crosses it towards the back post, and Mountain tries to get it in. First time towards the far post to Giroud, but again, misplaced, and a goal kick it'll be. Good quick counter-attack, though, that from Chelsea. Worked it to Alonso, and he had Llorente there trying to block the early cross, and he couldn't quite do so. Fell to Mount, who at the back post just tried to help it on to the back post, the opposite back post to Giroud, but couldn't find the accuracy on the pass. And another goal kick it'll be for Madrid. Black. It's up to Saul, and he's been able to nod it on to Suarez, who holds it up beautifully and finds Correa on the angle. Has to stop and poke it back towards Suarez, who's falling while trying to shoot. And it can be cleared away by Antonio Rudiger up towards Giroud, who can't quite hold it up as Savic has poked it away from him. Lamar. Good ball to Llorente on the right-hand side, who's been in the goals this year. Marcus Llorente charges forward into the box and stopped by Alonso. Didn't let him go any further. And he just plays down the line looking for Werner. He has been caught late by Savic there, just beside the Chelsea half on the left. And a warning it will be for Stefan Savic. Stops the German Timo Werner in his tracks. The chance there for Correa, played through by Suarez, and the angle was too wide for him to shoot, so he had to hold it up and look back for Suarez, and as he did play it in towards him, he just lost his footing and couldn't stay on his feet, and the ball was taken away from him. As we have Jorginho back to Christensen. Aspilicueta. Jorginho. Christensen again over to Antonio Rudiger. Just inside the Chelsea half we have it. Up towards the halfway line. Christensen to Antonio Rudiger. 11 clean sheets Chelsea have now kept in the league. Couldn't quite add to that tally at the weekend. Minamino with a beautiful goal for Southampton, but that was equalled by a Mason Mount penalty. Antonio Rudiger, a long ball into the box looking for Giroud. And out it goes for a goal kick as Giroud couldn't quite bring it down. He asks for a corner because he thinks it came off a Madrid player last. And he's passionately fighting his cause here, Giroud, as he's asking for handball in the box for Atletico Madrid there, because he doesn't feel like he got the last touch on that ball. And the referee says to continue, so they've probably checked it if they even did. As Bayern Munich are 3-0 up at Lazio. Sane with the goal before half-time, as Suarez can't quite find the long forward ball, and it's back in Chelsea possession now with Alonso. Can't quite get past Koke, who drifted to the right-hand side of Madrid to stop Alonso getting any further forward, but he has only conceded the throw-in for Chelsea. Now Marcus Alonso with it. To be fair for Chelsea, in their defeat to Bayern Munich last year in the round of 16, just after the restart, it was Chelsea's only defeat in 14 European away matches. They've won 10 and drew 3 before that, so they are quite good in Europe away from home. Obviously, as well, they were unbeaten in their group Chelsea with 4 wins and 2 draws. One of the main wins coming away at Sevilla. Giroud scoring 4 that night. There's Kovacic on the ball for Chelsea. 50 seconds until we know added on time. Doubt there'll be much of it, to be fair. Aspilicueta finds Jorginho over to Antonio Rudiger. Alonso's got the space on the left, then finds him, takes a touch, but he's met quickly by Angel Correa. Has to go back inside towards Antonio Rudiger, the number 2. Around 30 yards away from goal is Jorginho. Shifts it to the right to Aspilicueta. Now finds Hudson-Odoi. He's got Mount in support. Tries the 1-2. Finds the 1-2 and then gets it back into Mount on the byline. Pulls it back towards Olivier Giroud, and it's a good interception by the recovering Saul, I think that was. And Chelsea have to settle for a corner kick. Real good play there by Hudson-Odoi. Mason Mount linking up once again. The 2 academy graduates. Hudson-Odoi there since 2007. Mason Mount at the club since 2005. So they know what the work you have to put in to get through the ranks at Chelsea. But they're here in the first team now. A main part of their European success. If they can get past this tie. But it's Mount to take an outswinger on the right hand side. Mason Mount. It's a cross that's lifted towards the back post. Aspilicueta gets a head on it, but he was dragging down Koke in the process to win the free header, and a free kick's been given to Atletico Madrid inside their 18-yard box. Rightly given by the referee. So we've got around 23 seconds left of this half, and it will be 0-0. Both teams have had quite a few decent chances, and you know, both teams have looked threatening at times, but the chances haven't really been too clear-cut. There's been a few balls flashed across the box, but no real saves having to be made by either keeper. Jan Oblak again sends the ball towards the left-hand side, but the referee says there is no more time to play, and that'll be half-time over. Atletico Madrid 0, Chelsea 0 in this round of 16 first leg game. Even, I'd say. Both teams have had equal amount of chances, and both teams have had equal possession, I'd say. I'm going to find out now when I look at possession. Chelsea have probably edged it because when they've had periods with the ball, they've kept it for longer, but in terms of chances, it's pretty much been equal. Because that's the thing I'm saying with Chelsea. I've got the stats here, and Chelsea actually have 72% possession. But in terms of actual chances, in terms of getting forward, I'd say it's been even. Yes, Chelsea have had 5 shots. Atletico Madrid have had 1. But you can have all the possession, but in terms of actually, I can remember clear-cut chances, Chelsea haven't actually had many. That's why I'm saying it feels even. You know the stats saying, oh, Chelsea have more possession and more shots. Doesn't mean they've been the better team. It's just that they've had the ball and they've not been able to work any dangerous chances as of yet. But, yeah, that is half-time. And it is 0-0. Yeah, nothing much to report, really. Not the greatest of halves. It was quite a positive opening to the game where both teams were really going at it, and then it kind of slowed down with Chelsea starting to get their possession and start knocking the ball about a little bit more. But if you can like and subscribe if you haven't already, that'd be fantastic. Currently on 561 subscribers and 5 likes. If you want to check out my football card boxes I'm giving away, and you can purchase one if you would like. Check my Instagram out, football_commentaries. Make sure you check it out. You can buy 25 cards from any of 22 collections that I've got in the last 10 years. So you can be getting any kind of cards. If you're interested in something like that, you can get 25 cards for £5, 50 for £8. They will be random. You won't know what card you are getting until you've got them. So if you're interested in that, then check the Instagram, DM me, and we can sort something out if you'd like. I'll show you the stories now on my phone. I'm not going to lie to you, I do support a non-league team, and they're currently playing, and I've got it on. And as their second half's got on the way, in the 48th minute, obviously this is it half time, so it's quite good sinking, really. Because when preparing for this game, I kind of forgot that my team was on, and I knew I was going to miss it. I was a bit gutted by it, but what can you do? I can watch a bit of them now. Fantasy League. Unbelievably bad luck for me. I had the choice of either captaining Rafinha from Leeds or Ings because they had double game weeks. Captain Ings didn't even start today. He got 6 points from captain, and without being captain, Rafinha got me 11, so I'm gutted. 77 points from a bench boost. Not great. Not great at all. Oh well, we move. We move. I told you it's cursed. Honestly, it's not that you're cursed, it's because you're watching a Chelsea game with under Thomas Tuchel. That's why it's a bit boring. That's the only reason why. Honestly. Thank you to everyone who liked as well. We're on 6 likes now. Honestly, I've watched nearly every game under Thomas Tuchel, and they do need to sort out their passing. Because it's all good having the ball, and you can see the ideas. You can 100% see the ideas that they're trying to go out. You know, get the balls in between the lines, get pullbacks in, but it can be very boring at times. Like I said in the game. So yeah, if you do see me pull a slight celebration, it's not at any Champions League result. It's just that my non-league team has scored. But it's 0-0. I'm not going to say who. I'll keep that secret for now. Okay, 9 of you's in here. Last time I seen a goal. Honestly, I want a goal. I want a goal. I went on a run. I think it was this season where there's loads of goals. Let me have a look. Sorry, I need to show you the Instagram story. So if you go on the Instagram page, which you should all follow because I update what games I'm doing, it's a picture of that. Yeah, there you go. And the description is just that. Will that focus? I will. Pre-order now for the 8th of March when we officially launch any 25 cards from mystery collections. Share this on your pages. 22 different collections from the last 10 years. Like I said, 25 cards for £5, 50 for £8. Comment or DM if you're interested. So if you're interested, then DM me. Honestly, it's quite cool. And we're also bringing mystery shirt boxes as well in the next week or so where you can pre-order them soon. So, like I said, yeah, DM me if you're interested in any of them. My camera will not focus on me now. How will it not focus on me? I'm not the main guy. Hopefully that focuses in a second. I'll try and sort it out in a minute. But if you're interested, DM if interested, please. Also, there's also another mystery football box on the channel now. It was uploaded yesterday. That had a football shirt in, a random programme, and some football cards itself. So if you're interested in that, watch that at full time. Yeah, let's have a look. Did I go for a run where there's loads of goals in my commentaries, or am I just like guessing? Right, I've completely stopped focusing here. Give me a sec. There we go, refocused. Beautiful. Because recently, the goals have just not been going in at the rate I would have liked to, if I'm going to be completely honest. So we had 1-1 the last game. We had, to be fair, am I being a little bit harsh there? We did have a 4-1, didn't we? Barcelona, PSG. Then we had a 3-1. Then we had a 3-2. You know what? I'm lying. It's just that Chelsea games have been getting to my head. They've stuck in my head of just seeing balls going side to side constantly. It's glued. So I actually just lied to you all. We've actually had quite a few goals in the last few commentaries, to be fair. Did you see the Anfield agenda guy who raged so hard against Leicester? I've seen him recently. I think he's a sound fella. I know he's a Liverpool fan and all that, but I think he's great. He spoke about how, the hate he'd been getting, and he responded to it really well. And he's just any other fan, really passionate. And it is funny to watch because seeing a fan get angry is funny, but it makes good content, and he does rage quite hard. But who doesn't when your team's getting beat and not playing well? We all do it. So it's not like I'm gonna go all my days. How bad of him? Just like any other fan. But yeah, I've seen it. It's quite funny. Seen him against City and against Everton. I watched his Everton highlights. It was well funny. Absolutely fuming, raging. But yeah, we've got half time coming to an end in around 5 minutes' time. If you want to stick around and chat, we can. Oh, next commentaries as well. I forgot about that. Which ones are coming up? That's the main question. So, we can tick this one. Tick. So, on the Saturday, 12:30 UK time, depending if you're not from England, we have got Manchester City versus West Ham. Massive game. West Ham getting into your European places and Champions League spots, and City looking to add even more points to their tally to try and win the league as soon as they can. That's at 12:30. And then next midweek, so on the 3rd of March, which is next Wednesday at 6 p.m, we have Burnley versus Leicester City. And then on the weekend of that, so on the 6th, so on the Saturday, we've got Aston Villa versus Wolves at 5:30. And then the midweek of that, so on the 10th of March, we've got PSG versus Barcelona second leg. And then we'll have a game at the weekend. And then we'll have then the week after the Barcelona one, we'll have Chelsea against Atletico Madrid. And then the weekend of that's on the 21st of March, so in just under a month's time, we'll have Celtic versus Rangers, where they could win the league that game, as my strikers just missed a glory chance. Honestly, non-league football is the best and worst thing. Some of the players miss, some of the chances players miss just baffles me, and then sometimes they do the greatest things I've ever seen. So yeah, they're the commentaries coming up. I just need to fill in what game is going in between the second legs of PSG, Barcelona, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid. Premier League haven't announced timings yet and channels and channel orders on that game week, so I'm just gonna have to wait and see for that. But yeah, under a month's time, hopefully Celtic and Rangers win all their games they've got coming up, because if they do, then if Rangers play Celtic and they win, then they can win the league against them, which I think will be fantastic. It's cursed me, Lazio 0, Bayern. I should have done that game really. Maybe a bit of a change, but oh well. Can't go back now, can I? Just hopefully we get some goals. Bet you if I watch Bayern's game, then yeah, you decide to change over to the other game, and then this one becomes really good. Yeah, do that. We'll test it. We'll test it. Oh, days. But yeah, who is excited about fans being able to return? Hopefully in May. I can't wait, because for this non-league team I do support, again, you'll probably find out soon, but I'll just keep it quiet for now. I am a season ticket holder, and I'll probably do, when we return for the first game, I'll probably do like a little vlog on it and post it to the channel, just kind of labelled "We're finally back," something like that, just to document the experience of returning. But I'm a season ticket holder there. You've got to love non-league every week. And I can't wait to get back. I'm not being in the ground all season. You know, like people were allowed in tiers and were allowed to go into the ground. My team weren't, and it was a bit annoying. But what can you do? So yeah, but I'm sorry. When they announced that, obviously, I was cautious. I was like, well, it's not guaranteed yet. It's going to happen. Anything can happen. Obviously, the vaccines are doing well, but just the thought that could happen in around 3 months' time, it just got me excited, to say the least. It got me excited. Hopefully, this second half will get us all excited and off our seats, and we'll have an absolute masterclass of a performance by someone. We'll see a hat trick by the goalkeepers. How have we not scored? I'm sorry. It's just because the game is on and I'm watching it. Oh, how have we not scored? Goalmouth scramble. 2 yards out, somehow they blocked a shot on the line. Oh my days. Out of interest, because I know there's 8 people here, does anyone support a non-league team? Out of interest? Because obviously we'll all support like a main team, you could say. Does anyone support a non-league team, maybe? Interesting to know. Before I forget, I'm going to change that. Let's get the timer ready as well. For the next half. Oh, that's wide. Not really. I would recommend it. If you've got a local team who are in like the National League, I would try and get involved and go if obviously when we're allowed, because it is a buzz. It's the most like rewarding and annoying thing to do. It's so good. You go there week in, week out, you build relationships with the players and the manager, and then when you're playing rubbish, you get so angry, but then when you're playing well, it's the best feeling. So if anyone in the chat doesn't support a local non-league team, I would recommend. because it is fun and it's something to do. Oh, nearly scored there. Nearly conceded. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh yeah, I do." Atletico Madrid Chelsea, what a game! Check my team playing pretty much the same time. Obviously, 15 minutes earlier. Stop. I thought Stockport County is my second team on their way big time. New manager, new takeover as well. Last year, I've commentated on them, didn't we? Finished 1-0 to West Ham. They were unlucky that day not to go to extra time or pens. Very unlucky. FA Cup magic didn't really pay out for Stockport County that day. As Abraham's been warming up a little bit. I don't think he'll be coming on anytime soon though. But to be fair, Giroud's not got into the game at all. In fairness. Just a few players warming up really for both sides. Both teams are walking out now for the second half. Hopefully we get a bit more of an entertaining half. I'm not sure if we will. There we go. Thanks to everyone who is here. If you can like and subscribe. Like I said, check out my cards. My card mystery boxes I've launched today for pre-order. If one of you could order one, that'd be fantastic. Sorry about the dogs barking. Can't do much about that. We're about to get underway for the second half. I don't think any changes have been made. I don't think. I'd have to. They've not said anything. I don't see any new players out on the pitch, even though they were warming up. Giroud has stayed on. They'll have to try and get him involved more. It's not really his fault. He must have had about 5 touches on the ball, Giroud, and it's not been his fault. He's just not been given it. When he has, he's been man-marked pretty much by a centre-back. But we're about to get underway. Madrid to kick off, kicking right to left, Chelsea left to right. And this huge stadium, the Arena Nacional in Bucharest. The referee ready to blow his whistle any moment now. And he has done so. We have kick-off back underway with Hermoso, clipping it back forward towards Correa, who nodded down towards Felix, falls to Mason Mount, and he loses it with a heavy touch. And Madrid have it again with Llorente, the right wing-back, playing left with the ball back to his centre-back, Stefan Savic, over to Felipe, and we're back underway in the second half of this round of 16 side between these two sides. Felix inside towards Lamar, cut out nicely by Jorginho, falls to Nadoy, Spliqueta has it, right-footed touch and ball forward towards Timo Werner, who will give chase, but it'll fall to Jan Oblak, who can just play it first time to Marcos Llorente. Goes inside towards Correa. Back to his goalkeeper, Jan Oblak. Who will punt it down the field. Look towards Suarez. Christensen wins his header, but pushes on the back of Suarez to gain the advantage. And a free kick's been given against him there, Christensen. I'm not sure about that. A bit harsh on the halfway line there. But the decision's been given by the referee. It'll be Felipe to take the centre-back, the Brazilian centre-back, signed from Porto in 2019. He clips it towards Suarez, who will give chase. Aspilicueta looks to head it back to Edouard Mendy, and the angle was too tight for Suarez, and he just decided to let it go instead for a corner, as there's a bit of miscommunication there between Aspilicueta and Edouard Mendy. Edouard Mendy will be playing his 6th Champions League game, and have all come for Chelsea. It's his 10th appearance in Europe. In European competition, as Lamar has an outswinging left-footed corner here on the Atletico Madrid left-hand side. The number 11 crosses it with a bit of pace, and it can be headed away by Mason Mount, but I think as he was going to head the ball, a foot was raised by Saul as well, as he looked to get contact on the ball. And the foul and the free kick's been given for Chelsea. Yeah, as Mount went to head it, Saul raised the boot to try and kick it, and the referees deemed it as dangerous play and a Free kick it will be for Chelsea inside their own box. As they played it quickly to Antonio Rudiger, the German centre-back. Fourth start in the competition for Atletico, for Chelsea. Yet to play Atletico Madrid in his career until today. Rudiger does have 8 appearances against Spanish opposition. It's Jorginho, sorry. Looks for Hudson-Odoi and he brings it down beautifully. Then back to Jorginho. First time ball around the corner to Werner, who's took it into his stride on the right-hand side, just on the edge of the box, towards the byline. Looks to go inside towards Mount. Intercepted and can be brought away now by Lamar on the left, who clears down the line. Stopped by Hudson-Odoi and a throw, and it'll be for Atletico Madrid as they are not allowed to proceed any further forward, as we've got a 4th goal in the Bayern Munich Lazio game, and it's gone Munich's way, and this is a Serbi own goal. So bad to worse for Lazio. They look like they'll be crashing out the cup already. What a save that was. Oh my days. So Hermoso for Atletico Madrid has the throw-in. The left-sided centre-back in the back 3. And it looks like Suarez has gone down under a challenge from Aspilicueta before the throw-in's even been taken. Let's have a look what happened there. They were both looking for it. And Suarez has lifted his leg to make contact with Aspilicueta. He's such a cheater, Suarez. If you're a footballer, do not look up at Suarez. Even if you're a young striker, you're like, oh, I like the way he hits the ball. Such a cheater. And he's gone down again. Throw-in's been taken up towards him. I'll see if there's contact this time. He's holding his lower back. And the free kick's been given to Madrid. Let's have a look. He's gone. It's a foul. He's actually holding his backside, which is true, because that's where the contact came. Yeah, come on. It's a free kick and a foul. Give him that, but no need for the reaction of screaming and crying. You know what I mean? It just really annoys me. There's just no need for it. You're not getting anywhere. You're not gaining any respect from anyone. So Mosa down the line from the free kick. Can't quite find Felix, and it's now Mount. Who's been fed the ball through the defence, and it's now Giroud. Feeds it to Jorginho as he uses Giroud as a backboard. Jorginho now on the ball. Towards the right-hand side to Hudson-Odoi. Can't quite get over the head of Lamar. But his header does fall back to Hudson-Odoi, who's got back to goal, so finds Aspilicueta. Now to Mount, who's come back from an onside position, cuts onto his left foot from the right, decides to go for a shot, blocks off an Atletico Madrid defender, back to Jorginho, still on the edge of the box as he turns to look for Kovacic on the left-hand side. And he does play it to him, to Antonio Rudiger. Now Kovacic now back towards the halfway line with Christensen. Aspilicueta. Jorginho to Kovacic. Alonso's got room again on the left. If they want to use him, and they do now, Alonso. No one in the box for Chelsea. As he looks for a cross, it deflects off an Atletico Madrid man last and out for a corner. It's Angel Correa who it came off, and he's lucky there. Not lucky Alonso, because he should expect plays in the box there. But Giroud wasn't even making his way in the box, and it was a perfect chance for a cross. So, strange decision there for Giroud not to be in the box. Because we know Alonso can cross them with some real pace and power. He's got 17 assists for Chelsea in his career, so he knows how to cross a ball. But they've run a corner from it anyway. Makes him out of a short corner to Hudson-Odoi, who's got the better angle for the cross, and he does swing it in. It's dangerous. It's met by the head of an Atletico Madrid player, and they can bring it away now as it fell to Llorente. Instead of being on the right hand side, he's on the left. Marcus Llorente just has to play back to Correa. Once more back to Hermoso. Llorente stayed on the left. Inside to Correa, back to Hermoso. Good play here from Atletico Madrid using triangles as Angel Correa can't quite get the ball out of his feet, but he was caught from behind there by Alonso. And they've got a free kick there, Atletico Madrid. As he looked to turn there, he just caught from behind there, Angel Correa. Saul, Koke, Correa, just inside the Atletico Madrid half. Correa into Llorente, looks for a 1-2, and he's been blocked off by Alonso, but the referee says there's nothing cynical about it. And he was looking for Llorente, and the throw-in will be given to Chelsea. And Alonso's thrown it to Rudiger, back to goalkeeper Edouard Mendy, another dodgy touch, but he's able to get a left-footed slice clearance away and out for a throw-in for Atletico Madrid, and we've got another goal in the Lazio Bayern Munich game, but it's gone in the way of Lazio with the other Correa scoring in the 49th minute. Llorente with a throw in towards Correa. Can't recycle it back to Llorente. He's been tackled by Alonso, so Llorente will have another chance at a throw-in. To Correa, back to Llorente. Over towards Koke, inside to Correa. Can he find Llorente? Not quite. Alonso can clear. Towards Savic, whose head has only gone as far as Mason Mount, and he works his way from Koke. Avoids two slide challenges. Even one from Saul, and slips through Timo Werner in behind. On the left-hand side of the box, needs to look for a pullback, and he doesn't quite find his target as Giroud. Good defending by Felipe, but what play from Mason Mount. Avoiding two dangerous slide challenge and then slotting it through the gap for Werner. Unbelievable by Mason Mount. But not quite leading to a goal yet. As Jorginho goes to Kovacic on the left. He's got options, and he goes over to Christensen. Azpilicueta. Mount. Hudson-Odoi back towards Azpilicueta. As we're going to have another rendition of Tuchel ball for the next few minutes, I think. As it's Antonio Rudiger pushing up further the pitch, the German centre-back. Azpilicueta. Mason Mount's actually just bending down in the far corner of the screen. Kovacic, he's back on his feet though, with Hudson-Odoi. Jorginho over to Kovacic again, just playing it between themselves, the two centre mids. He finds Rudiger, falls back to Kovacic. Over to Azpilicueta, who brings it down, the club captain. 55 Champions League appearances, this is 43rd for Chelsea. As he played a couple for Marseille. Christensen has been pushed further back here, Chelsea, with the Madrid press. Rudiger. Jorginho. Kovacic, who turns to go forward and gets in between two Atletico Madrid players and pokes it past one and finds Giroud. First time ball out wide left to Alonso. Works across in towards Giroud, blocked out by Savic, and it falls to Llorente near the corner flag, and he slices it away for a Chelsea corner. But Giroud's getting really frustrated because everything he's tried to do is just not quite working. That return ball to him nearly found him, but intercepted again. But they've taken a throw quickly to Werner. Over to Azpilicueta. Hudson-Odoi, one-on-one with Thomas Lemar. Can he take him on? Goes on the outside. Tries a left-footed shot that's been deflected. Loops in the air. Easy save for Oblak. I think he's going well wide anyway, so that wouldn't have mattered. 10 minutes into the second half. Again, not much real chances have been created by either team. Jan Oblak sends it forward, and it's Azpilicueta who gets there with a header, nods it down to Hudson-Odoi. Jorginho, back to Hudson-Odoi, too much on it. How many times have I said that in this commentary? Jorginho overhitting a pass. And he gives the ball to Atletico Madrid with a throw-in with Hermoso. In towards Suarez, who lets it run across his body and just flick it to the right side to Marcus Llorente. Down the line to Angel Correa, who's in the box, pulls it back towards Suarez. He decides to go for a first-time strike, and he gets a deflection off Christensen. And will find himself a corner kick. Using experience there, the 34-year-old there, Luis Suarez, who's joint top goal scorer in the league. Not got any in his last 3 league games, but has got 7 in his last 7. Luis Suarez. Angel Correa to take an out-swinging corner on the right-hand side. The Argentine gets a cross in. It's really poor at the near post, and an easy clearance for Hudson-Odoi to make. As Llorente has to give chase. Marcus Llorente, who goes back to the goalkeeper. He's had a great season, Marcus Llorente, right wing back. 9 goals and 8 assists in all competitions. Great stats for a wing back, and he has played there for the majority of the season. As Rudiger gives it away from the Atletico Madrid clearance, but they've got it back now as Koke couldn't keep it for Madrid. It's Werner back to Alonso. Inside, nope, goes back to Rudiger instead. Now Christensen's got Azpilicueta joining him on the right-hand side, with Jorginho bringing it forward. One of the main signings under Maurizio Sarri back in 2018. Kovacic again. It's taking his time, not much room, not much movement from Chelsea. Azpilicueta again. Now Hudson-Odoi, he's got Mount in support, will play it to him first time as Mount looks to take on Hermoso. Strong challenge from the Spanish centre-half. and he wins the ball back well for his team, and they've worked it all the way back already to Jan Oblak, who takes a touch and clears it forward up towards Suarez, who nods it down to Felipe, the centre-back, who will take over. Gets into Koke, forced back to Savic, then forward to Angel Correa, who looks over the top for João Felix, who's being deemed onside for now, and he plays it forward to Lamar, who's got him behind the defence, looks for a cross, can't pick out a shirt in red. The clearance from Azpilicueta's gone with a meat of a scissor kick by João Felix, and he diverts the ball wide and over the bar there. Azpilicueta met the cross with a header, and he looped for João Felix to try the acrobatic attempt, but never going on target. Actually connected with the ball too well, that's why it sent the ball so far over the bar. I'm done watching Lazio versus Bayern. I'm watching. Oh, that's fair enough, mate. It's Jorginho sends a swinging ball to Alonso on the left hand side. Goes inside and plays it back to Kovacic. Over to Jorginho. A dinked ball over to Hudson-Odoi, who's able to get a first time cross in. Stopped by Lamar. Corner kick for Chelsea. Just me, or does Lazio Stadium look small? Well, the fact that we're watching the Atletico Madrid Chelsea game, I couldn't answer that. Because I'm not watching it. I might have a look in a bit. But a corner for Chelsea. We're still at 0-0. Mount with a corner, who will miss the next leg because he has picked up a yellow card in this game. So that'll be a big miss. Again, just a little bit of pushing and shoving in the box, and the referee has to intervene. Not for the first time in this game as well. But Giroud's in the box. Christensen's in the box as well. Mason Mount. It's a curling ball in. Headed away to the edge of the box where it's Jorginho who nods it to the left towards Azpilicueta, who nods it down, met by Savic, and back to Azpilicueta, who tries to launch it forward to try and find a Chelsea man, but to go straight to Oblak, who searches for Suarez up front, and he gets it past Kovacic. And Suarez goes down as he feels contact on his mouth, but the referee decides to play on, and he looks to find Edouard off his line, but off target the shot is. Suarez felt a touch on his jaw, and he fell very dramatically to the ground. But the referee didn't. Oh my days! Oh. It's so embarrassing. It's actually so embarrassing. He didn't even touch his face. He touched his chest. Kovacic's just using his arm and his shoulder to try and gain an advantage, and he's got him holding his chin. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't matter anyway. So let's not get annoyed by it. If you want to be a cheat, be a cheat. It's not winning properly, so it's not my issue, is it? There's Jorginho being challenged by Luis Suarez. He's able to move it away towards Christensen now on the ball. Half an hour to go. Still 0-0. We do have another 90 minutes still to play in the second leg, so it could all change. But away goal for Chelsea would be nice from a Chelsea point of view, obviously, because an away goal does count for a lot these days. Azpilicueta has it centrally placed on the pitch, and he works it out wide right towards the Odoi, back towards goal. He's going to try and turn. No, he's not allowed to. He's had to distribute back to Azpilicueta. Jorginho over to Kovacic. Now finds Timo Werner, who's furthest left. He's one-on-one with Correa. Works it inside. Tries to find Giroud. Stopped by Saul, and he finds Koke on the right. Helps it down the line. Picked up by Jorginho, who works it back towards Rudiger, who can only clear it first time away as he's pressured by Correa. And an Atletico Madrid throw it'll be. Please remind me, in the future, maybe the rest of this season, other than obviously the next leg, to not commentate on a Chelsea game, because this is boring the life out of me, and I'm going to be honest with you. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to say that if I was actually broadcasting for like an actual, like a BT Sport or a Sky. But honestly, remind me not to. I'll commentate the next leg, obviously, but this is boring beyond belief. It's Madrid now on the ball with Lamar. Crossfield ball over towards Llorente. Can he maybe bring a spark to the game? Down the line it goes towards Correa, being pressured by Rudiger and Alonso, and between them they can work the ball away from the Argentine, but only as far as a corner on the right hand side for Atletico Madrid. Rudiger couldn't do much more than concede the corner kick. They've also got height in the box. Stefan Savic 6'2", Felipe 6'2", Suarez 6'2" as well. Taken short though, and it's now a Correa. Koke all the way back further to Llorente, and his pass is being stopped by Timo Werner looked to get away and he held him back. And he wasn't last man, so I think it'll be a booking. I don't think it'll be a red card. Here's a yellow card for Marcus Llorente. As he was taking the corner, he kept going further and further back, and Llorente tried to get it back towards the original corner takers, and Werner was there quick, hot on his feet to block the pass, and he was looking to get away there one-on-one. And as he saw that opportunity, Llorente grabbed hold of Werner and wouldn't let him go. And a yellow card it'll be. If there was no one at the back there for Madrid, then that would have been a red card. But there was a man behind covering. So yellow card, but he's got to be careful, Llorente, now, as Kovacic has it for Chelsea in the middle of the park. It's now Aspilicueta back through towards Kovacic. He's able to get out of his feet and find a pass that's just gone behind Hudson-Odoi. And it will roll out for a throw-in for Atletico Madrid on the left-hand side. Atletico Madrid still searching. 45 goals in the league this year. They scored 7 in the Champions League group stage and conceded 8 goals as well. They did lose 4-0 to Bayern Munich, which is a little unlike Atletico Madrid conceding that many goals. They look to burst away here with João Felix, as he's been brought down in the end, and that's got to be a free kick surely, hasn't it? Yeah, on the left-hand side. From the throw-in, they were able to get it to João Felix, who's been playing down the left, and he's asking for a yellow, and he's got to. He's very cynical from Jorginho. Koke was asking for the yellow card for Jorginho, and that's what's happened. Yeah, he got away there from Jorginho, João Felix, and he just cynically brought him down. And off balance, he couldn't take the ball in his stride, and he fell to the ground, the Portuguese international. On the halfway line, the foul was permitted, right on the left-hand side, as, like I said, they worked it away from the throw-in. And he also misses the next match, Jorginho, so we're going to have to call upon the likes of Kante and Havertz and Ziyech to fill in for Mount and Jorginho, who will be missing the next couple games. Well, the next game in the Champions League, the second leg of this fixture. Simeone has been booked, I'm presuming for maybe speaking a little bit too openly to the referee. I'm presuming, I don't really see it, to be fair. As Felipe has it, looks for a crossfield ball towards Llorente. Is he in behind Alonso? He is, and he gets there. No, he doesn't. He was at the ball, but he couldn't quite bring it down as it was bouncing, and just went out for a goal kick for Chelsea in the end, but Llorente nearly brought it down. The goal kick's been taken. It's with Christensen who will bring it forward as the back three are just 15 yards in the Chelsea half. There's Jorginho over to Antonio Rudiger. Forced all the way back to Edouard Mendy, who takes another quite heavy touch, but no real pressure around him, and he distributes to Aspilicueta. A helpless ball down the line. Helped on by Giroud, but fell to an Atletico Madrid player as they clear it down there, left-hand side, towards absolutely no one. And again, Chelsea can gain possession with Edouard Mendy. He takes a settled, calm touch this time and gets it over towards Antonio Rudiger for Chelsea. Finds Kovacic. Back to Rudiger. Kovacic again, looks forward, assesses the options, and decides going to Anche as Christensen is the best option. And he goes over to Rudiger again. No changes yet made for either team, which is quite interesting. It's Marcos Alonso. Back to Kovacic, to Jorginho, forward to Mason Mount. Now Werner, heavy touch. And Atletico Madrid can bring it away, but another heavy pass is being given it straight back to Chelsea in the halfway line. And Werner can have it to Jorginho. To Kovacic. Mason Mount taking it on the half turn, looking forward, can't quite slip through Werner as it just went behind him. And it'll fall out for a goal kick for Atletico Madrid. And I'm just getting annoyed, not because I'm a Chelsea fan, because I'm actually not. It's just that, how can such high-level footballers misplace so many passes? I just don't understand it. It's just frustrating to watch. As the first change is looking like it's going to be made, and it's going to be Renan Lodi from Madrid coming on. Not sure who's going to replace. It could be Lamar, who's on the ball at the minute. They've tried to get it forward to João Felix, and that is the worst pass I've seen all day by Hermoso. Looking for João Felix, and it goes out for a for a throw for Chelsea. Will the change be made before the throw will be taken? I don't think it will. I'm not too sure. Hudson-Odoi has it, and he's been told to march a bit further backwards to take the throw. Renan Lodi, though, was great against Liverpool last year in the Champions League. He played all the minutes in that game because he even went to extra time in the second leg. Will this one go to extra time? Who knows? Chelsea have worked the throw-in back to their goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy. Rudiger just about get the pass off to Alonso. Right-footed ball chipped forward, looking for Giroud, who leaps up and he's able to nod it down to Kovacic on the left, and they can come out with the attack here. Chelsea over to Alonso, early cross in, it works its way towards Mason Mount, who can't take it in his stride, but Giroud goes for the overhead kick, and it's into the bottom corner. The offside flag's up, as Mason Mount looked to get the shot to, and he bounced in the air, and Giroud fancied the acrobatic attempt, and he went for it, and he did pull it off. But as Mount got the last touch to the ball, the linesman says that Giroud was offside. Great goal. He's really had not much of the ball, Giroud. Is he offside? Oh, he is. His Mount attempted to make something of it. He just able to loop it in the air for Giroud, and he decided the best attempt was to be acrobatic, but he was offside as Mason Mount touched the ball last, and it will be disallowed. But it's a great attempt, and it's a great goal from Giroud, the 34-year-old who still has that athleticism in him. But was always offside. They're still checking it. I'm sure he was offside from the one angle the one replay I was given. From around 12 yards out as well, 13 yards out the overhead kick, so it's not like it was close. It was quite the distance. But I don't get what they're checking. I had one replay and I'm not being shown anything else. I've been shown one replay and I've already come to the conclusion that was offside. I don't get what they're taking so long. They're still checking it. Have I missed something? Because remember, I was shown one very quick replay and that's it. They're not showing any more. So I may have got it wrong because I've only seen it once. They're not showing it. I don't know what to tell you. I thought it was offside. They're still checking it. It must have been closer than I thought. Please show me another replay. Please. I don't get what the show me, please. Why is it taking so long? It looked clearly offside to me, unless they're checking something else, which obviously I can't hear. I don't know if they're checking a penalty. No, goal check. Show me, please. I'm sorry, guys. I actually can't say anything else other than that I thought it was offside because I was given one quick replay. Are they checking if Mount kicked it last? They could be checking that, actually. Because if Mount didn't get the last touch and it came off a Madrid player last, then it is a goal. That's probably what they're checking, but I'd still like another see to see if I can give you my opinion of if it touched Mount or the Atletico Madrid player last. I thought it came off the Mount last, it looked like. But again, seeing no replays doesn't help when you're trying to commentate a game which people can't see. Well, you might be watching it alongside my commentary, but you know what I mean, if some people won't be watching the game. It's a great overhead kick. Goal! Goal has been given. So I am presuming that Mason Mount didn't get the last touch and it came off the Madrid player, looped in the air. Giroud fancied his chances with an overhead kick. Oh, it's no offside. I am confused as anyone. I need to see a replay. But for Chelsea, despite boring the life out of me, they've got their away goal. Very, very important goal. Let's have a look. Here we go. Ball in. Falls to Mount. Who touches it. He's off. What? What? Did he come off Madrid player? Let's have a look. Oh, great goal, by the way. Unbelievable overhead kick. Right into the bottom left corner. Right towards near the penalty spot. Jan Oblak with no chance. What a goal by Giroud. Absolutely unbelievable to get his 18th Champions League goal in his 38th appearance. It's got to have come off an Atletico Madrid player last because he's offside. Unless I'm missing something because those replays were absolutely shocking. Not giving me any idea of what was going on there. It's a goal anyway. It's 1-0. Giroud. And this game, hopefully, might have a bit of life into it. I'm so sorry about that. I couldn't tell you any more because I wouldn't been shown anything. Chelsea have their away goal in the most outrageous of fashions. Jan Oblak has it for Madrid. Again, he looked offside. If Mount touched that last, Giroud well offside. I'd have to see it again. I have no idea what's happening. The Champions League are bad with that. Their Champions League coverage they give to BT. They don't show any replays. They don't show what VAR are looking at, unlike the Premier League. So you have to really just be guessing, especially if you can't hear commentary. It's Felix to Saul, to Suarez, gets it back into Felix. Suarez, over to Lamar on the left. Finds Felix in the box, back to goal, turns, and goes inside towards Correa, who took a touch too heavy, and out of play it goes for a goal kick. That substitution of Renan Lodi didn't actually happen in the end, and Chelsea instead are going to make 2 changes themselves. In goal, Kante will come on, number 7, and number 22, Hakim Ziyech, will come on as well for Chelsea. He's got 1 goal in the Champions League, Ziyech, this year against Krasnodar. Out of all surprise, it's actually Kovacic coming off, not Jorginho. Kovacic off. Good save. So Kovacic comes off for Kante, and Hakim Ziyech replaces Mason Mount, who is, to be fair, grafted the whole game, so he's probably just ran out of energy and just needs to bring some fresh legs on. 2 substitutions have been made, and we're back underway with Jorginho on the ball, being pressured by Saul. Able to just get it to Christensen in tight spaces. Finds Azpilicueta, slices the clearance, but gets it forward and flicked on by Ziyech, only as far as Felipe, the Atletico Madrid centre-back. As we are still 1-0, and I'm still as equally confused of why that was given. Obviously, they've got a reason, and obviously the commentators probably know it, but from the lack of replays and lack of information I was given, I couldn't really make a real judgment on it. So I'm going to have to just trust VAR, and that it was a clear goal. As Hermosa has it after a bit of pinball in the midfield. And they worked it to a Llorente on the right-hand side. Overruns it and he's tackled, but the referee says that he was fouled Llorente by Kante. I thought he got it fairly there, Kante, but clearly not, says the referee. Just come on, already committing a foul, Kante. They've got the voice of Peter Walton here, so I'm presuming they're as confused as me still a few minutes later. If anyone can find out why it was given, that would be fantastic, because I really don't understand why the goal was given, to be honest. As Ziyech clears it into the stands as he broke up Madrid's possession play. Yeah, I'm really confused. It looked offside. As long as, if it wasn't Mount kicking the ball last and it was a Madrid player kicking it last, then right, sound, it stands. But if it was Mount kicking it last, he looked offside to me. Thrown in towards Correa, helps it on towards Koke, gets a chance to shoot, deflects towards Correa, he volleys it himself, deflects away towards the right back area of Chelsea, and Hudson-Odoi can keep it on right in that corner flag and clear away. And as far as Saul, but his head has gone straight to Jorginho, and he can feed through to Ziyech. He's got a chance to play it into Timo Werner, who's drifted to the right hand side, 1-on-1 with Hermoso, looks to try and take on the centre-back on the far right hand side, tries to work the cross, good slide challenge from Atletico Madrid, defender Hermoso to see it out for a Chelsea throw-in. Good play from Werner to bring the ball further forward, away from the defence. He'll leave the throw-in for Hudson-Odoi to take. That's shown Bayern's game died as soon as I came, and I checked this game, and there's a VAR check for a beauty of a goal, something that changes history for Chelsea. It's rigged in occurs 100%. I think the goal's rigged, because I don't think it's a goal. As Ziyech from the throw-in can't quite feed through Giroud, and the ball falls to Suarez. It's now Correa, Llorente, Koke, Suarez. Lays it into Saul on the left-hand side. He's got options of João Felix, and he plays it into the Portuguese international. Forward into Lamar. Tackled by Hudson-Odoi, but the ball bobbles back to Lamar in the end. Takes on Jorginho way too easily. Distributes to the edge of the box to Correa. Works it to the right-hand side to Marcus Llorente. Into Correa. Leaves it for Koke, who has to go on a 50-50 side challenge with Kante, and he ends up tackling it all the way back to Edouard Mendy in the Chelsea goal, and another chance wasted for Atletico Madrid. If anyone's interested, my non-league team have drew 0-0 full time. Ziyech to Kante. Ziyech, Jorginho, Ziyech again down the line to Alonso. He's been left with quite a lot of room and plays it inside to Werner, who pulls it back towards Giroud, lays it off to the edge to Alonso, who goes over towards Aspilicueta on the edge, really fancy himself, and he'll lay it off towards Nadoy. Can he get a cross in? He lifts it in, headed away by Llorente to the edge, as far as Ziyech, who decides to strike, deflects away towards Aspilicueta, who nods it to Kante. Back out wide left to Timo Werner on the edge of the box. Gets a cross in, looking for Giroud, and it's too much on it, and Oblak can collect. And that attack is withered away for Chelsea as they look to get a second away goal. Yeah, it's offside, but I'm back in Chelsea, so I'm not complaining. Okay. So why was it given then? I'm presuming it hit a Madrid player last then, if it was definitely offside, and I'm not seeing things. Koke on the ball for Atletico Madrid. Has to be forced back to Jan Oblak. Thomas Lemar nods it in to Sal over to Correa. He's got Llorente ahead of him on the right, and he will use the right wing back. He looks to go inside and play it through towards Suarez. Rudiger's there, but his touch has gone straight to Suarez. He will see it out for a corner. Oh, as Rudiger and Suarez are going face to face. A push from Suarez and a smile from Suarez. He looks to wind up Antonio Rudiger. Something must have gone on there. Suarez has got to be careful what he says, because we know what Suarez can be like sometimes, like the Evra incident. Both players have been called over by the referee. Rudiger got there ahead of Suarez and then took a heavy touch, and Suarez got ahead of Rudiger and just saw it out for a corner kick, and then I'm not sure, not much really happened, really, to be honest. Just a bit of holding and shoving, and I don't get what... Something must have been said, I'm really not sure. It's a corner kick anyway, and they've both been told no more of that. As another Chelsea change is wanted, and Callum Hudson-Odoi's been fantastic at right wing back today. He's lasted 80 minutes today, despite him only lasting 31 minutes at the weekend. After being subbed on and subbed off, he'll be replaced by Reece James. So before the corner's taken, that change will be made. Number 24, Reece James, another academy graduate. He joined in 2006. Well, he thought about Rudiger. Well, that was against Ivanovic, wasn't it? Against Chelsea, but the ball's been crossed in, headed away by Chelsea. Well, as far as Angel Correa on the far right. Back towards Koke, the taker. Gets another cross in towards Savic over his head. I think it was flicked away by Christensen. Over to the left-hand side to João Felix, who's just about able to keep it in. To Lemar, who gets another cross in. Bounces in front of Aspilicueta, but he can clear, and headed on by Ziyech towards Werner, but he waits for the ball to come to him, and they can be taken away. To Koke. Crossed back in by Angel Correa, who's caught late there. But the header by Aspilicueta has gone straight to Hermoso, who's in endangered territory here. But he's lost the ball as he claimed for handball as he lifted it off a Chelsea player last, and they've got it back and they can clear forward. Up towards Giroud, tries to head it on, but it's headed back toward the Chelsea defence, but Reece James wins his header. It falls to Kante on the right, back inside to James, back to Kante, and he's going to look for a switch towards Werner. What a ball by Kante, just cut out though in the end by Llorente, only as far as Ziyech, who handles the ball and gives a free kick away. Oh, I legit thought he would buy Rudiger. Oh, right, yeah, sound. Yeah. No, not this time. Not this time. That was against Ivanovic in this fixture, wasn't it? Well, not in this fixture, but against Chelsea when they drew 2-2 at Anfield. I remember watching the full 90-minute game not long ago when I was bored. Mad. Spartan Ivanovic, Chiellini as well, but bit someone when playing for Ajax. But 2 changes for Atletico Madrid. Renan Lodi is finally coming on, and Moussa Dembele, who scored 2 goals to send Manchester City home with the Champions League last season in a 3-1 win with Lyon. He comes on and he replaces Angel Correa, and Renan Lodi comes on for, I'm not too sure. This is a triple change actually, because Lucas Torreira has come on as well, as Lodi straight in the action, winning it towards Suarez. He can't help it on. Rudiger heads away over as far as Ziyech, who nods it on to Llorente, who takes over, finds Suarez, hooks it over, looking towards Moussa Dembele, but he wasn't quite on his toes, the striker, and it will fall to Edouard Mendy. So what are the changes that have been made here? I thought there was only 2, but there was 3. It's Jorginho on the ball. Azpilicueta needs support, and he can only aimlessly find an Atletico Madrid shirt with Renan Lodi. Torreira helps it down the left, headed forward by Azpilicueta. Koke and Jorginho are after it, but it's Giroud who helps it on to Ziyech, who's found Werner in behind on the right. Is he onside? He might be. We're going to have to check when the attack's finished. It's Werner who strikes at the near post, hits the side netting, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. So onside, the linesman did think. In the end, that's why the corner's been given. I thought he may have strayed offside, but he timed his run and he tried to go at that near post again, but Jan Oblak was equal to it. So Correa's come off and Saul have come off for Torreira and Dembele. I think that's it. 2 changes. But then Renan Lodi's come on as well. So there must have been 3. Ball towards the near post though, where Werner was looking to hit it, but Hermoso stopped that with a head, but it's still in Chelsea possession with a flick by Rudiger towards Werner, jumping into his opposition there and conceding the free kick there, Werner. Right, yeah, okay, right. So Angel Correa, Saul and João Felix has come off, and Moussa Dembele, Lucas Torreira and Renan Lodi has come on for Madrid. So that's for the last 7 minutes of the game. Hermoso, the centre-back, because they need a goal. So they're taking off a centre-back for a winger. And Vitolo, he comes on for Atletico Madrid. Vitolo, only 12 appearances now in all competitions. No goals yet as Moussa Dembele heads it on forward, looking towards the number 20, Vitolo of Madrid. But James helps it back to Edouard Mendy, who clears forward to Giroud, who can't keep it in Chelsea possession. And they have it back now with Renan Lodi. I think they've gone to a back 4 here now, Madrid, as he's been bundled to the ground there by Giroud. Taking it quickly to Koke, over to Felipe, the centre-back. Felipe looking towards the left-hand side now. Chelsea can just head it back to where it came from, and Torreira helps it on up towards Dembele, who heads it down the left-hand side towards Vitolo, but James is there to hulk away. Not too convincingly out for a throw-in on the halfway line for Atletico Madrid, as Chelsea are going to make their final change. Not yet, though, as Atletico Madrid have taken the throw-in quick enough to keep play going. Koke to Renan Lodi. Can he get beyond Reece James? He's been pulled by the English right wing back, and he will win the free kick still on the halfway line. And Lucas Torreira's stood over the free kick, and he takes it. The man on loan from Arsenal. Played 32 minutes in the Champions League despite playing 4 times, and a wasteful ball over the top by Atletico Madrid. They've given it straight to Edouard Mendy, and Chelsea are back in possession as they look to scrape away a 1-0 victory in the Champions League to take that away goal back to the home game they've got. But under Thomas Tuchel, only one opposition player has scored against them. That was Minamino at the weekend. The other one was Rudiger's own goal. That's the only 2 goals they conceded under him. As Giroud headed on. Can't find a Chelsea shirt, and it's Renan Lodi. He'll bring it forward down the left, inside. He's been dispossessed, Vitolo there, but he tries to win it back with James hitting it off him, but it's come off him last and too much on it. And it'll be a throw-in for Chelsea. And here's 2 changes. How many changes have they got? 5, isn't it? I thought they've already used 4. Oh, my mistake. This is their last 2. Christian Pulisic coming on. He's been out the last few games. Christian Pulisic actually missed the last 3 league games due to injury. Christian Pulisic, he comes on, and Giroud comes off for Kai Havertz, and Pulisic has replaced Timo Werner, I'm pretty sure. So Azpilicueta sends it forward, only as far as Jan Oblak as he collects for Atletico Madrid. So yeah, Werner off and Giroud off for Havertz and Pulisic. As Oblak throws it towards Renan Lodi, takes it down and bundled down again by Havertz. Not the first time he's been bundled to the ground. Renan Lodi. As Koke, just inside his own half, is sending his place forward as they need a goal, Madrid. They can't be going 1-0 down into the second leg, and that goal being an away goal as well. They'll need to score 2, I think. As the ball's being found to Lamar, in behind to Luis Suarez. Can he pull it back? No, he can't. He does get there first, though, and he commits a foul as he's taken down Christensen actually in the end in the box. Let's have a look. Oh no, they're not going to show us, are they? They're showing that chance again. Oh, it came off. Right, that's the angle I needed. That is the only angle I needed. It came off Hermoso last. Mount didn't actually get there. Hermoso got a foot in, ended up hitting it back towards his own goal where it looped in the air for Giroud to try his overhead kick, and it was an unbelievable goal. And that's why it was given. It's only given about 20 minutes to give us the right replay. Ridiculous. If I'd seen that replay, I'd have been like, right, yeah, that's a goal, onside. Well, it was offside, but obviously Mount didn't hit it. It was the opposition player. God, why has it took him 15 minutes to give him the right replay? If I knew that, I would have been like, yeah, it's a goal. Oh well. Kante dispossessed in the midfield. Moussa Dembele helps it on forward to Koke. Now to Suarez. To Dembele again, who chested it and hooks it over his head only as far as Rudiger, who loops it in the air out for a throw-in for Atletico Madrid as we've got 2 minutes left of this game. Plus added on time. Thrown down the line, but Kante's the one to intercept with the header. As far as another throw-in, and they giving an extra 10 yards Atletico Madrid to try and get further forward. Atletico Madrid have been victorious in 9 of their 11 two-legged knockout games against English teams. Can they make that 10 out of 12 as they go on the attack here? And it's been worked well away by Chelsea with defensive actions from Aspilicueta and Marcos Alonso. They're coming straight back at him now, Madrid, with Lamar on the right-hand side. Worked over to Savic. It's now Koke, nearly caught him in possession in the midfield, but he's been brought down instead. As they take it quickly with Lucas Torreira. It's now to Vitolo, number 20. Working his way to the centre of the pitch here. Lays it off to Torreira. Savic. To Lamar. Just twisting and turning. And going back to Stefan Savic, who played one game against Chelsea for Manchester City, and that was in the 2012 Community Shield final, which City did win at Villa Park that day. I think they won 2-1. But he's had to just go back to his goalkeeper, Jan Oblak. Towards Renan Lodi, who tries to find Suarez inside, but it's been dispossessed by Chelsea, and Ziyech finds Aspilicueta, looks across the goal, and it deflects off a Madrid man, and in the air it goes for Oblak to collect, and he rolls it out quickly to Lucas Torreira. As we've got 5 seconds left, and we'll find out additional time. Koke forward to Vitolo. They need to try and find something out of the depths of despair here, Madrid. With 6 minutes added on time, they found Torreira out wide right to Lamar, one-on-one with Alonso. He's made a run. Llorente doesn't use it. Lamar tries to go inside to Torreira into a field of bodies where Chelsea can win the ball back, and Jorginho can clear away with the left foot. Deflects off Dembele last, and a throw, and it'll be in the defensive third for Chelsea. It's not offside. They showed another angle. Okay. Well, the angles I'm getting then are just poor. But even if he was offside, I don't think it would have mattered, would it? Because it came off a Atletico Madrid player last, I'm sure. Chelsea working away from the throw-in. Looped in the air where Savic can head it back forward to Dembele. Rudiger wins his header and cleared away. Cannons off Koke and forward. And it comes off Llorente last on the right-hand side, and another throw-in for Chelsea. They look to be nicking a 1-0 away win in Europe due to an unbelievable Giroud goal. A bit of controversy and a bit of confusion for the goal, but in the end it did stand, and Giroud is going to have his name in headlights and in the back papers tomorrow morning. As again, they've won another throwing down the left-hand side, Chelsea, just making a few yards and pushing further forward. There'll be another clean sheet for Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel. As they've nearly lost the ball, but Aspilicueta tackles and gets it to Kante. Back to Alonso, who's been pressured by Lamar, finds Rudiger. Ball forward, it's lifted, but it's been able to be kept in. And it's now Kante to Havertz, who's drifted over to the left-hand side. Lays it into Christian Pulisic. Tackle, but the ball falls to Alonso. He's forced its way back to Antonio Rudiger, who turns past Moussa Dembele and gets it down the line, and that's all the way back to Jan Oblak. That is awful from Rudiger, losing possession far too cheaply there, where they need to try and keep hold of it for as long as possible. As Oblak clips it forward towards Moussa Dembele, who heads it on to Vitolo. Gets it down for Koke, who gets it to Renan Lodi on the left. Not much support, so has to go back to Felipe, the centre-back. finds Marcus Llorente. Madrid haven't really made any chances this game. Early crossing. Switches his way to Vitolo. Helps it on to Renan Lodi. To Koke, the captain. Forward to Vitolo. Takes it on the turn and gets past Azpilicueta. And finds Torreira, who's been stopped by Chelsea players. And they can bring it away with Pulisic, who's been caught late by Lamar. And that's an awful challenge on Christian Pulisic. And a yellow card it will be. And a free kick in their own half for Chelsea. So again, they look to just see down the minutes to take this away goal into the second leg. Thank you to everyone who has liked, and if you can subscribe if you haven't already, that'd be fantastic. Cynical from Lamar. Caught him late. There, Christian Pulisic, who has played Atletico Madrid twice. 2-0 loss. And a 4-0 win. Didn't score though, that was in 2018-19. So a couple of years ago. Lots of goals, but no goals for the American. There's while Mendy takes the free kick, launches it forward up towards Havertz, who can't head it on. But it does fall to him as Atletico Madrid fail to clear, and he dinks it in towards Christian Pulisic, who works it to the edge of the box to Kante, who takes it under control, and he's in the box, and he finds Havertz on the edge of the box. Back to Reece James, over to Ziyech. Ball over, can he find Alonso? No, he can't, cut out. Lamar pokes it forward, can't find Moussa Dembele, and he's going to come straight back at him here. Madrid, as we've nearly played 4 minutes, have added on time. It's with Alonso. Kante. Alonso shifts it onto his left foot. And finds Kante. Can't quite find the Spaniard again. Kante and Llorente clears down the line. Only as far as another Chelsea throw-in as they struggle to get out their own half. Here's Atletico Madrid. This will be a free kick for Madrid as the throw-in was a foul throw. What a stupid time to give a foul throw away when there's 90 seconds left. Who forward by Lucas Torreira up towards Suarez, but it's Azpilicueta who meets it with the header up towards Ziyech, who finds Kante, can't quite get in behind there as Savic looks to clear and it bounces off the face of Pulisic. That will be a sore one, and thankfully for Madrid it bounced right off his face into All Black's hands, and he launched it forward. It falls down to Suarez, he brings it down. Torreira challenged and fouled, said the referee, right above the halfway line, and this is 60 seconds left for Madrid to get this in the box and to try and score a late goal. It's been a bitterly disappointing performance by the La Liga leaders. Really disappointing. They've really not had any main chances as Koke tries to help it on. Too much on it, and away it goes for a throw-in for Chelsea. Madrid will look to try and corner them into this right-hand side where Reece James has the throw-in. It's being poor by everyone in a Madrid shirt, really has. They've done nothing today. Neither have Chelsea, really. They're not creating much Chelsea themselves, just an outrageous piece of individual skill of one in this game. As Madrid can't quite win it back from Chelsea, and they win a free kick as well as James looked to clear, and he was met by a high boot from Vitolo. And he has caught the knee of James as well. You can see where the stud mark is, but the referee decides to not give a yellow card. But the main thing is for Chelsea, it's a free kick, and I think we've played the 6 minutes, so the full-time whistle will go any minute now. It's the 8th meeting between these two sides. It will be Chelsea's 3rd win in the fixture as they clear it up the pitch, and the referee blows for full-time, and that is the end of the first leg in Bucharest. It ends Atletico Madrid 0, Chelsea 1, an outrageous, as I just described before, Giroud overhead kick has sent Chelsea into the second leg with a 1-goal advantage with an away goal to their name as well. They didn't really have to do much special to beat this Atletico Madrid side who were really, really poor in this game. That's now 3 games on the bounce for Madrid in all competitions without a win, 2 of them being losses. And they're going to have to really think of new ideas in that second leg because they were so poor. Chelsea didn't really have to do much to keep a clean sheet and to win the game. But in the end, they did what they had to do, and they're going to have to go into that game now as favourites. So the pressure's on Chelsea to see this second leg out. Can they do it and send the English team into the quarterfinals? We're going to have to wait and see. But in terms of a game of football, that was not the standard I expected when I knew I was commentating on a Champions League game tonight. But it's the way it goes. Giroud is going to be delighted with his goal, helping his team again, and just another argument for why he should be starting ahead of Tammy Abraham. And you can't dismiss the importance of Giroud, because you've got to remember Giroud had a massive part to play in the World Cup. Olivier Giroud, he played in every single game, and he nearly started every single game in the World Cup, I'm pretty sure. So his importance is known, but in this Chelsea team, he's always got a point to prove when there's Tammy Abraham looking for his spot as well. But tonight, I think he's booked his place in the starting 11 for the next game, surely. Who do you think will take penalties for Portugal? Bruno Fernandes or Ronaldo? Well, obviously Ronaldo. Great commentary as always. Cheers. Thank you. Remember the next one, Saturday, 12:30 UK time. It'll be Manchester City versus West Ham, so a massive game in the charge for the title and Champions League football. Giroud is better than Abraham. Well, you don't know. Maybe, yeah. You can argue that. Giroud is just one goal behind Abraham as top goal scorer in all competitions for Chelsea this year. So good competition between the two strikers. And I said that the two veteran strikers are starting tonight for Madrid and Chelsea, and will they make an impact? And one definitely did, giving Chelsea the lead and giving them all the confidence to go into that second leg knowing that they can surpass the current La Liga holders. But for me, that is going to be the end of the commentary. I hope you enjoyed the game. It wasn't the most lively and entertaining of games, but Chelsea did what they have to do on a European away night. Nick a 1-0 goal, and what a way to do it, with Olivier Giroud scoring an overhead kick to send them to the second leg with a 1-goal advantage and an away goal. Can they go through to the quarterfinals? We'll have to wait and see in around 3 weeks' time for the second leg. And I hope you join me for the returning commentary of the second leg in 3 weeks' time and the upcoming commentaries in the next few weeks. So like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the live commentary of Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea, which ended 1-0 to Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea.